Here we are, Hollywood Boulevard. Garrick, do you think your name might be on one of these stars here?
My name, of course. It's like Space Rum spelled.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wondered,
probably.
that would be great if it was like your friends list, but I don't think it's that.
No, I think it has just like probably Jackie Gleason.
I might be here. I was on an episode of Beverly Hills 90210. I might be
Yeah,
on one of these stars.
probably are.
What about this movie? Have you seen this movie? I Married My Dad.
No, is that Russian?
Seems like the sort of thing. I don't know. It seems like Finnish, I would guess. Let's see what else is playing here.
Well, like the woman with the dragon, something, something.
That's Swedish, but yeah, exactly. They have funky stuff like that.
Whoa,
Sequel to No Desire. What about this?
where?
This movie here.
Bitch in the trunk.
Get it? It's a dog wearing goofy sunglasses.
Oh, I see. That's
Let's see what's
interesting.
playing. Let's just go into the movie.
Okay.
If there's a movie about a goofy dog, theater's closed,
What?
but we wanted to see Bitch in the Trunk.
I want to see the Shaggy DA.
The Simeon is also playing. Capola Voro, Shaggy DA. Good Lord, Garrick, how old are you?
I don't know.
Well, I guess let's just sit here until the theater opens.
Okay.
Do you have a dog, by the way? Do you have any dogs?
I don't.
You have cats, don't you?
Of course. Why not?
I confess that sometimes I judge people. And
Really?
there are three things I judge them on. What books they have on their bookshelf,
Uh-huh.
what's their favorite Coen Brothers movie,
Hmm.
and are they a cat person or a dog person?
Okay. Hmm.
Because I used to... What are you feeling about... So you and I both have cats. I guess we're cat people, right? That's a safe assumption.
I'm definitely a cat person. I don't know what you are. You have you have a dog and a cat, right?
It is a little confusing. Right,
Yeah.
right. I never grew up having dogs, though. Like, that's... Did you ever have a dog?
No, never.
Why not?
Just didn't happen. We never had any pets until a cat adopted us.
Ah, so it's the sort of thing like you never chose, hey, I'm going to get an animal, I'm going to choose a cat or a dog. It's just like one day, yep, look, you're a cat person according to this cat.
One day I was a little kid and there was a little cat at the window and he was meowing and meowing and I wanted to help him out and my parents said, okay, you can give him some milk. So we gave him some, of course, so what happens next? The cat starts showing up because he's like, okay, well, if I come over here, I get milk. And then he kept showing up and then eventually we let him in the house and then he ended up being our family cat for about 20 years.
Yeah, that's kind of how that works. Where I live now, when I moved in, I lived in LA for a long time, didn't have any pets, but grew up with cats. Where I moved in, there was a cat sitting on the roof of the house as I was carrying the furniture in with friends as I was moving in. And the cat hung out. He was a neighborhood cat. I assumed he belonged to the woman next door who had her own cats, but she told me no. He got abandoned here some time ago, and I feed him and take care of him, and
Oh,
so he would come over and visit me, and I would start letting him into the house to hang out because it was kind of cool. He was a very vocal cat, and then just like you said with the milk, I'm like, he's here. I'll get some food for him, and he spent more and more time here. And one day when he had to go to the vet and needed like $500 worth of teeth pulled because his teeth were bothering him, I went ahead and paid for it and told the woman next door, well, I'm paying his vet bill, so do you mind if I put my name on his collar as the owner? And she's like, sure, fine, I've already got 2 cats, you can have him.
the woman's like, yeah, for $500 you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly, right. So I have a cat with a broken tail. His tail doesn't work. He's
Yeah.
he's neurotic. He literally chews bald patches into his fur, and the vet was like, yeah,
Oh,
sometimes they do that. We can put him on Kitty Zoloft if you want.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if he's an outdoor cat, it might not be good because it might dull his senses.
Yep.
So he's just a little neurotic, and he has a broken tail, and he's very vocal.
Yep.
So the cats you have now, though, you chose. You did not. These cats you have, you adopted them. They didn't adopt you.
Yeah, we did. We are involved with an animal rescue, specifically a cat rescue. But they also do dogs. It's independent animal rescue, but we're sort of in the cat side. And we adopted 2 cats that were little kittens. They were abandoned under a bush. And then about a year later, we decided we thought we would foster some cats, which turned out to be a bad idea because once you start fostering these little guys, then you feel really bad about, keeping them up.
Yeah.
So you actually met, when you came over last year, I guess it was, you met 2 of them. You met Ranger and Monk, and we ended up, Ranger was a really, really super smart orange tabby. And he ended up getting adopted out to a nice law student who I hope is taking good care of him. But Monk Monk had an interesting story. He was found in a truck engine with bad oil burns, and the truck driver just kind of put him in a bag and took him to like a hardware store where he knew that the guy worked at the hardware store, that his wife took care of animals, and so they passed the cat off, and this little kitten, all burned, and they took him to the vet, and the vet thought that he wouldn't survive, but according to the vet, he cured himself. He
just pulled through. He was a fighter.
He was a fighter. He was a little fighter. He's a very cute little fighter. He's a little tuxedo guy, and it kind of came to a head just maybe it was a month and a half ago when he's a year and a half old now, and we got a what do you call it? An adoption request for him, and I looked at it and I said to my wife, I said, I don't think I can give this guy up. And she said, yeah, we should probably just keep him. So now he's our cat, and so he hangs out with us. He's a very gentle little guy, but I think that cats are more my style than dogs. We have we have good friends across the street that have a beautiful golden retriever. He's just the nicest, friendliest, active golden retriever that you ever see. Those are just wonderful dogs in general. But I'd rather have the cats than the dog, I think.
Now, it's not like, because I've lived for a long time under the misapprehension that when you say, are you a cat person or a dog person, it's like asking someone, chocolate or strawberry, or you pick one. You go to the ice cream parlor or the soda jerk, depending on how old you are, and you get one flavor. You can't get both.
Right.
You choose one or the other.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I was sort of, for the longest time, figured, yeah, that's the way it is with cats and dogs. But my friend, when he moved in with me, had a dog, and I was like, well, yeah, bring the dog over. The cat did not like the dog, and I wasn't even that. I mean, the thing about dogs, Garrick, it's not that I like or don't like them. I'm indifferent to them.
Yeah.
Dogs are fine, and it's like the ill-behaved dogs. I don't like those. Those guys are jerks. But a nice, sweet dog, like I met that golden retriever you're talking about. Nice, sweet dogs are great, and the dog he raised since she was a puppy, and he raised her very meticulously to be a certain way, and she's just an incredibly, like that golden retriever, a really sweet, I wouldn't say smart, but conscientious dog. Like she's always, and I find this fascinating, cats have this indifference to them. Like a cat doesn't really care what you do, and it'll occasionally be affectionate. There's kind of an intelligence about cats that they'll hang out with you, but really they're their own thing. Dogs are so interactive with humans and so responsive to human cues, and it's weird that this dog, like, it won't really make eye contact with you super strongly. If you look at the dog, she'll kind of like look away. There's this incredible deference that the dog has towards people. And if you want to play, it's what?
Evolutionary.
Exactly. Like as domestic over the course of being domesticized, they have learned in a different way from cats to respond to like even human facial expressions, for instance. Like that's something that dogs understand that for whatever reason cats couldn't care less about.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's interesting. I just on that thread, I was reading it. There's a very interesting article in the New York Times Magazine about how. Why am I holding a gun?
You really are. That might not be a good idea in this neighborhood.
Odd. Okay, I'll have to just.
You're going to scare the tourists off, Garrett.
I'm going to go to unarmed. Okay.
There you go. Yeah, put that away.
Yeah. So there was an interesting article. I think it was in the New York Times Magazine about how there are so many stray dogs in the world, and they can all fight. Whoa! You got an Uzi or something?
Yeah, that's a gun, Garrick.
Yeah, okay, that's interesting. Okay, all right. So I guess we're gonna have like a. Is that an e-peen?
Yeah, let's have a gun measuring contest, Garrick. Because check this out. Wait, shoot. Look at this. What do you think of that? Custom skin. I gave it a little pink thing.
Is that like the NRA?
Yeah. Well, see, I'm supposed to be Sarah Palin. I don't know if that comes through.
It kind of does.
Yeah. This is the closest I could get. Sarah Palin with a pink automatic rifle. So, yeah, so you were saying you were about some highfalutin intellectual article you read in the New Yorker.
Yeah, they were talking about how there are so many stray dogs in the world, and they can all hunt and do things, but they've evolved. Their whole they need to get food somehow. How do they get food? And they've evolved all these ways to get food, and one of the ways that they've evolved is to get humans to give them the food.
Ah, right.
and so they kind of latch on to the humans, and those dogs that have been domesticated have very those traits that allow them to read human cues, cause them to they do a whole bunch of things for the dogs. It's interesting. They were doing actually some things with foxes. I think they were breeding foxes to the foxes that would not be so scared of humans, and it started actually changing their appearance. They would start developing like curlier tails and things like that. And apparently, there's all sorts of I have to go back and read the article, but it seemed like that there are all sorts of traits that are all kind of selected for. You can imagine that dogs that humans would want to pet need to look cute, right?
Yeah, fluffy. Yeah,
exactly. So they kind of evolve those. Those are selected for because those are the ones that are going to get fed and the humans are going to be comfortable with. So, and then cats. I read this very interesting book called Cat Sense by a guy who does cat research.
Uh-huh.
In England, it was a bestseller. A friend of mine sent it to me. Actually, I think a friend of mine sent it to me.
And, don't be ashamed if you're going out buying cat books. No,
I actually didn't buy it, but I would. I'd be glad to buy the book if I had known about it. But it was actually sent to me, so I got it and I read it, and they were just talking about how cats have, cats evolved when, sort of. Well, there's a whole sort of cat domestication thing. They were worshipped in certain cultures, and you couldn't hurt cats, or the cats would be buried with their owners because they were considered divine. But in Europe, one of the ways that cats became domesticated was that once humans learned to collect grain, rodents came to those locations, and the cats followed the rodents, and the humans said, wow, all these rodents are eating our grain, but then these cats show up and they don't really care anything about the grain. They just want to eat the rodents. So why don't we just let the cats do their cat thing? And then the cats are like, these humans are around and they have this grain stuff and these rodents come by. So why don't we just, it's like a restaurant. We just show up and
right.
Go to the buffet. So yeah, I think that the animals have evolved very differently, and that's one of the things about why cats aren't so, they don't read your cues as overtly, but I feel my cats communicate with us very clearly.
Well, when a cat meows, it's meowing is a cat's way of interacting with human beings. Cats don't meow to each other in the way that dogs bark at each other.
Right.
That's how a cat communicates to you is with a meow. If you leave two cats alone, they're not sitting there going meow 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 meow. You
want to hear a funny story? Our cat Ash.
Uh-huh.
We have two cats. Garen. Well, we have three now. Monk is one of them, but Garen and Ash. Garen is named after a League of Legends hero. And,
please, everybody knows that, Garrick. Everybody knows League of Legends. They all play it.
Oh, okay. Everybody plays that. Okay, because Garen's motto is "For Demacia."
What? Good Lord! Is that actually like what the character?
The character says "For Demacia."
Right, for
Garen
Demacia,
says "For Demacia."
No, I got it. Why would you know what someone in League of Legends says?
Because I played that character.
All right. So tell me a funny story about your League of Legends. So the funny
story is that Ash,
also a League of Legends character.
Also a League of Legends character. Yeah. My favorite character actually in League of Legends is Ash, the huntress. She didn't know how to meow, like you said, because she was a stray and she didn't know how to meow, and so she used to do this really funny thing where she would go.
Yeah, like sure.
She's trying to communicate with us, so we had this toy that she really liked. It was kind of a yellow feather thing, and we would keep it on top of a really tall bookshelf in our bedroom, and she would, all the time she would jump on the bed and sit on the corner of the bed that was closest to the bookshelf and just look up at it. And then when you'd walk in the room, she'd go, saying, hey, there's a thing up there, and I want to play with it. And eventually she learned, but she still doesn't quite know how to meow. She said, kind of goes, ah, ah.
Yeah.
But she just had to teach herself.
So I think, do you ever watch Godzilla movies? Is that a part of your childhood?
Yeah, like Godzilla versus.
What is name one thing that Godzilla fights? Go.
He fights. Oh my gosh, I know this one. Gamora.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I don't think they ever fight. That's the turtle, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Godzilla and the turtle ever fight. I could be wrong about that.
Does he fight Johnny Sakura Ultraman?
Now you're getting into anime. Like there's Godzilla that veers off. Yeah, no, here's the deal. there's Godzilla that veers off into like creature features, like monster stuff, and then there's some of the stuff that veers off into this like weird Power Rangers anime thing. You just went down the wrong branch for me. I don't know.
That wasn't anime. That was like those were actual actors. Johnny Sacco and his flying robot were actual actors. There was a Johnny Sacco.
Yeah, but it's like anime nonsense.
No, it's not anime. Anime is cartoons.
Did they turn into robots? I rest my case. It's
like
anime.
Ultraman was like
Ultraman
was
anime.
Like, no, he was in a suit, and then they would like show everything, like he'd be really big or something, and then like they'd do, like all these little walk around with like these models to show.
You can't see it, but I can do the arm gesture that Ultraman does to shoot beams. I'm doing it right now, where you do your arms at a perpendicular thing, and then beams shoot out of it. But that's anime. Okay, it's not anime. Can I do it? What? No, there's no emote for that in this game yet. Oh. I'm sure maybe you can micro buy it or something. But there's that's it's not animated, but that is a brand, like that's the anime style, right?
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
I just don't know that stuff. I know the monster stuff better than the goofy anime stuff. But anyway, Godzilla, if you can imagine Godzilla's noise, I've always thought that Godzilla's noise was like a cat meow at a slightly different kind of pitch.
Huh.
Like it's like a screech, and they play it, but at least maybe it's just my cat. When my cat talks, it's sort of like if Godzilla was shrunk down, because in the movies, when you shrink someone down, they have a little tiny high-pitched voice, right? Like a munchkin.
That's how it is.
That's physics, right? Exactly. That's the physics of sound. If you were to shrink Godzilla down, he would sound just like my cat. Or another way of saying it, my cat sounds like a miniature Godzilla. If you were a mouse, my cat would sound like Godzilla to you.
You'd be like, whoa, there's Godzilla. I must be in Japan and be suffering from radiation.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, what's a kaiju, by the way?
It's like a Hasidic Jew?
That's the Japanese name for the monsters.
Oh.
Let's go see if this movie's started yet.
I
want to know what the deal is with the bitch in the trunk.
Yeah, let's go find this out.
Is this rated R, by the way, do you think?
Are you over 18?
This thing is still closed. Garrick, what time is it?
Oh, it's,
Oh, shoot. Whoops, I meant to check my cell phone and I almost kicked you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's only 8 a.m. Oh, the movie isn't starting yet. I want to tell you real quick about my friend Tony, who, this is exactly getting to what you said about dogs evolving. Mm-hmm. So, my friend Tony moves to Los Angeles, and at one point, he sort of puts down enough roots that he's like, okay, I'm going to get a dog.
Okay.
And he decides, here's how he gets a dog, and I've never heard of this before.
Okay.
He goes to McDonald's, and he buys, like 10 just crappy little 40-cent cheeseburgers. Just the basic cheeseburger at McDonald's. You get a package deal on them, right?
I see where this is going. Yep.
And he drives to neighborhoods where he knows that certain kinds of dogs are often abandoned. Mm-hmm. And he goes to literally South Central LA, like that part of Los Angeles.
Compton.
Looking specifically for a Chihuahua.
Oh.
And he drives around and with these cheeseburgers lures stray Chihuahuas to him. And if they don't have a collar on, and one of them he found didn't have a collar, he takes it and he feeds it, and then he takes it to the vet to make sure it's not chipped. And sure enough, this one wasn't chipped, and that's how he got his dog.
Wow.
This little Chihuahua. Is he basically, and we make fun of him for having basically kidnapped some dog off of the streets, but it was like a little orphan Oliver Twist Chihuahua that he lured in.
Mind?
It's what?
Did it mind?
Did
it mind being kidnapped?
Oh, did it mind? I thought you were asking if it was yours. Like, no. I thought you were suddenly going to be greedy about all the pets, like you wanted his Chihuahua. No, it didn't mind at all. It was super happy. Oh, shoot, was his name Saul or something? He brought the Chihuahua over once, and this is before Honey, the other dog, lived with us. Yeah. And we didn't know how the cat would react to the Chihuahua.
What did Shadowcat think?
Shadowcat was not at all happy about the Chihuahua, but
really?
This manifested itself by not attacking the Chihuahua, but conscientiously, like intentionally ignoring it. Like not even, like I won't even deign to look at you. And at one point, literally walking over the little Chihuahua. It's a big cat, the Chihuahua's little, and it terrified this poor Chihuahua. So it was already Chihuahuas are kind of nervous anyway, and this little guy was, he'd lived a hard life on the streets.
Yeah.
This cat sort of scared him.
Did you ever see that YouTube about You Shall Not Pass Dog?
Oh yes, that's what I know. That's what I call as Tuesday afternoon in my house. Because the dog is another thing. The cat will implement blockades, and it's just a cat Cats can be assholes, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they can.
The cat will just lay right in the middle of the hall when he knows that the dog wants to get by.
Right.
And the poor dog, like, is just sitting there with her tail wagging, and she just knows that there's a no-fly zone around the cat that she can't enter. And this has been established over time with, like, hissing and claw swipes and stuff. So, yeah, all that, the cat will implement blockades and segment parts of the house where the dog can't get past him. Yeah. Why do you agree that cats are assholes?
Oh, because I've just watched my cat. Sometimes, Garen can sometimes get really pissed off, and he wakes me up every morning because he wants to go. We've made an enclosure outside where he can go and be safe and not be because we have coyotes and whatever around here, but also that he doesn't go just hunting birds and whatever. And at about, I don't know, 4 in the morning, he'll wake me up, and I don't get up too much later than that. But he'll wake me up, and sometimes I won't let him out because for whatever reason, and he'll come over to me and he'll sort of paw me. He'll just go like, "Come on, get up," and I'll be like, "No, Garen, no," and he'll get down and be like, "All right, fine," and then like 5 minutes later, he'll jump back up and be like, "Okay, can we go now?" I'm like, "No, Garen, no," and he'll be like, "Okay," and he'll jump down, he'll lie down, and he'll sit there for a while. And then he'll get up again, and he'll do it. And I tell him no. Then he'll be like, "Oh," and then he'll walk away with his like tail down, and he'll go find Ash and just swat at her. He'll be like, "I gotta go outside the God, Ash," take it out on his sister. So it's they can totally do that.
I think the movie might be. Cats have infravision, by the way. Do you know that?
No.
Let's see if we can get a ticket. Okay, ready? Oh, do you have $20, by the way?
I don't know. That's a good question. 20 space bucks?
Yeah, like I might have to spot you for this movie.
Wait, it's just movies are not available right now. Whoa, you just like zoomed out.
I'm watching a movie. I don't know what you're doing.
Whoa, hey, wait a minute.
Can you really not get in here to the theater?
Movies are not available right now.
What do you mean movies are not available?
It says, sorry, it's right on my video thing.
I'm watching cartoons.
You're such a, oh my God, I can't believe this. You just ditched me at the freaking. And do you know this? That like the tellers, the clerk or something? He like letting you in for a special show or something?
What do you call it? I don't think you call the person who sells tickets a teller or clerk.
It's a movie teller. Tells you what movies are showing.
No, I think it's the checkout girl.
Oh.
I guess, unfortunately, Garrick, we can't watch movies in multiplayer. Movies are single player only.
Oh God! Well, I'm just gonna get a deliciously infectious cola.
Well, Garrick, I tell you what, I'm going to watch this movie because I'm hooked now. I want to know what happens with these robots. Right next door, if you go out and hang a left, go get a cat tattoo. There's a tattoo parlor right down the street.
All right, I'll meet you after the movie.
All right, see you then.
All right.
You just settle down. You just chill. You can't punch a girl. Oh my God, what? Garrick!
What's happening? Why is that happening? I'm just like clicking the mouse.